So pretty, and it is so incredibly lightweight. I'm getting back into knitting. I will have that while I shower. While I shower? Not in the shower. Good morning and welcome back. It is Tuesday today and I have slept in a little bit. It's now 8 o'clock. I was coming off night shifts yesterday, so I just needed some extra sleep to catch me up on everything I lost during night shift. And now I'm having some cereal and I'm going to head to the gym. Gym is done and now it is time to make some breakfast. I'm going to make my husband and I an omelette. He is on an afternoon shift today and I have the day off, so let's get cooking because I am starving. It's now 10 o'clock, which is much later than I would normally have breakfast. But I do not regret sleeping in because it was much needed. Breakfast is done. I also went to the supermarket on my way home from the gym and picked up a few bits and pieces. Just enough to get me through my next 2 days of work. So I did just finish a long stint at work yesterday. However, today is my only day off in between this and my next 2 shifts. So where did the sun go? Anyway. So I'm feeling a bit sorry for myself because I definitely feel like I need more than 1 day to recover. However, that is all we've got. I normally always choose to spend my first day off just relaxing. I like to treat it purely as a day off and not do any editing or anything like that on the side. However, because I've only got 1 day, I kind of have to do something. So I'm trying to fit in a bit of both. So I had a bit of a sleep in this morning, which was much needed. Then I went to the gym, had some breakfast, and just spent the morning with my husband. Now I'm going to go by the pool for a little bit, spend some time reading my book. I've got a new book to read. It's called Homefront. Can you see that? It's by Kristin Hannah, and I've read I think 2 of her other books and I've really enjoyed them. So we're going to give this one a go. And yeah, just enjoy some time relaxing, reading my book in the sunshine, swim in the pool. And then when we come back, I am going to do some editing. I am desperately in need of a pamper shower. I need to wash, shave, just do an everything shower. However, I am going for a run this evening, so I will do my pamper shower after my run. Hi. I got stuck in a bit of an editing zone and got a bunch of stuff done, which was great. But it is now almost 3 o'clock and I haven't eaten lunch, which is bad because I need to run this evening. I'm going to chuck an episode of The Pit on, which if you have not watched and you want a realistic healthcare drama, I highly recommend. There's not many medical shows that you can watch where the medical stuff actually makes sense. So I definitely have to be in the right mindset to watch it. Like, if I finish a 12-hour shift, it's the last thing I want to do because I've been doing it all day. But sometimes on a day off, it can be fun. Okay, run is done, and that actually felt really good, which is a nice surprise. It was a interval session, so it was only a short one, thankfully, because it was well and truly dark by the time I got home. It was a 1.6k warm-up, and then 400 meters at a 5:20 pace 6 times, and then a 1.4k cool down. The last 2 sprint efforts were feeling a bit tough, but other than that, I felt really good, so very happy with how that went. Now, however, it is time to jump in the shower, have my little pamper shower, and make some dinner. And I need to have my protein water too, because I have not had that yet today. And I always put my creatine in my protein water, so I will have that while I shower. While I shower? Not in the shower, but you know, like I'll be sipping on it as I get ready for bed. Hi. Hi. I'm wearing my cute new Peter Alexander pajamas. I got them on sale, and I'm eating dinner. A very late dinner, it's like 8 o'clock, which is not my favourite thing in the world, but it always just happens when I have a run, unless I already have something prepped. But I don't like prepping food for more than like 2, max 3 days in a row. So this is meal 1 of this prep, essentially. I made enough for 3 meals, so I've got my dinners for work for the next 2 nights. I've not even shown you guys what it is. It's like a creamy chicken stroganoff with some broccoli. It's not very aesthetically pleasing. Actually, stroganoff really is not very visually appealing at the best of times, so. Alright, I figured I would jump on here and just kind of explain some of the changes that I'm making to my training at the moment. I think I may have briefly mentioned it in my last video. So I have left my functional gym that I've been going to, and I'm back in a traditional gym. But this time I have a coach. I find when I'm just doing things myself, I tend to be very kind of reactive to changes that I see, and rather than sticking to something for a long period of time, I'll just change it up because I'm like, oh, it's not working, so I'll do something different. So essentially what I'm doing is taking the decision making out of it and giving that to somebody else. So I just have to show up, do what I'm told, and my coach will handle the rest. So I'm really just going with the whole trust the process sort of a vibe at the moment, which I've not been very good at doing in the past. But now that I'm not trusting my process, but somebody else's instead, I'm hoping it'll be easier to stick to. So what my week of training is going to look like is 4 strength sessions, 2 upper body, 2 lower body, and 3 runs. The runs aren't programmed by my coach, but it's just something that she's happy for me to integrate into my week of workouts, I suppose. So yeah. But the good thing about that is you'll be seeing more of my workouts. In a functional gym, it's very difficult to film your workouts when you're constantly moving around the place and there's lots of people everywhere. Whereas a traditional gym, you can kind of just film what you're doing in one spot. Of course, I still can't film every exercise because sometimes it's busy and there's just people in the way, or it's just not appropriate to film in that moment. But I'll try and get little snippets of my workout where I can. Anyway, I am just going to relax for the afternoon because I have work tomorrow and the next day. 12-hour shifts, so I'll be leaving home at 5:30 and getting back around 8:30-ish, which is always just a bit rough. So you will next see me on Friday. Good morning, it is Friday. I was working at the hospital the last 2 days and it was so incredibly busy. And at the end of every day, I was well and truly exhausted. So I had a bit of a sleep in this morning. I made sure I got 8 hours sleep is what I'm trying to say. So I ended up getting out of bed at about 8:30. Actually, I think I had more like 9 hours sleep. Anyway, I woke up at about 8 a.m. and I ended up getting out of bed around 8:30. I've just had some cereal as my little pre-workout. And then I chucked some washing on. And I've just been doing a bit of organising, folding clothes, putting them away. And once the washing is done, I will hang it up. And then we are going to go to the gym for a little mid-morning gym session, which I very rarely do. I'm definitely more of a first thing in the morning person, but sleep was more important today. So long as we get it done, it's fine. I just prefer to have my workout done first thing in the morning so that way I can just go about my day afterwards. Anyway, that's fine. I'm pretty sure the washing's almost done. And we will walk to the gym because it's a gorgeous sunny day. Alright, I'm back from the gym. I then popped out and went to the supermarket really quick because I needed to get some groceries for this next week. I now have like 6 days off work, which is amazing. So, I started with some protein, bacon to go with my omelettes in the morning, and I'm going to make like a jacket potato kind of a situation, which I might use this in it. Some steak. Extra lean beef mince, and then I got some marinated chicken breasts. I love these for lunch. Those are all my meat sauces. I got some sour cream, some cheese. I use this on my omelettes and then sometimes in dinners as well. I also brought a FroPro protein burrito. It's Chipotle chicken. I love the FroPro options as like a quick dinner or lunch. I've only ever tried their pizzas, which I love, so I figured I'll give this a go. 34 grams of protein, and apparently it's ready in 3 minutes, so that's ideal. Then I got some spinach and rocket, cucumber, and sugar snap peas. I love these in salads. Grapes because I'm obsessed. Red onion. Some rice. Some Spud Light potatoes. Then I got myself a little cutlery kit because all of my cutlery that I used to use for work is broken. And so I'm having to bring stuff from home, and I hate doing that because if you forget it and you leave it there, it just disappears. So cutlery. And I got myself a Celsius drink, which I am going to have now. It's yum. It's a raspberry peach flavour, which I haven't tried before. Oh, I almost forgot tomato paste because I'll use that in my little jacket potatoes that I'm going to make. Okay, I'm going to put it all away and not bore you with that. Alright, it's lunchtime, so this is what I've made myself. I have a apple, walnut, cucumber salad, some rice, and some chicken breast. Simple, but yum. I am trying to build up some hobbies, particularly hobbies that keep me off my phone. I've got a really bad habit of sitting, watching TV, and scrolling on my phone at the same time, which really doesn't make sense because you can't do both things at the same time. Anyway, that is why I am knitting. I don't know if I've shown you yet, but I am making a scarf. I'm getting back into knitting. My nana did teach me when I was young, but it's been a very, very long time. And recently my friend came over and she taught me how to knit again. So I'm making a scarf. It's really pretty purple chunky wool, and I'm excited, although it's going to take a very, very long time.
And they drank the sun's fire. Moon is no egg. Moon is goddess, wife of sun. It is known. It is known.
Alright, I'm about to head off on my run. It is just a little 6k easy run tonight, so we should be able to get it done fairly quickly. That run felt pretty good. It was just an easy run, so I wasn't expecting anything amazing, but it was just a nice relaxing run, as relaxing as a run can be. Now I'm having some Dr. Hydrate and I'm making myself a little burrito. Okay, so as you know, I recently started working with a coach for my gym and nutrition. And Friday is like check-in day. So I've got my feedback for the last week. And essentially from my last feedback day to this Friday, I've done like 65 hours of work. So ultimately, we're in the stage where we're just trying to figure out what my maintenance is. And then the goal will be to drop body fat a little bit. So my average weight is sitting a little bit higher than it was. But given my night shifts, disrupted sleep, higher stress, my coach isn't too concerned about that at this stage. However, we are just going to start dropping my calories ever so slightly. So I've got 25 grams less carbs than I had the previous week. We're also increasing my steps by 1k a day. That's good. And then my focus is definitely going to be to sleep better for this next week, and the fact that I have 6 days off means I really should be able to sleep better. I don't have any excuses. Anyway, it is nice to have feedback and be able to look at things objectively, and so we're going to see how this next week goes. Hi. I have spent my morning here on the couch. I've done a decent amount of editing so far this morning, but I'm pretty sure I do still have like another hour or two to go. However, it is getting on, so I'm going to grab some lunch. This time last night, I was getting ready for my run, but tonight I do not have a run, and I am very excited about that. Definitely looking forward to an evening of just relaxing. Oh, I forgot to mention, I did my eyebrows this morning. I just do them myself, but I can get a little bit slack and I don't do it as often as I should. Anyway, I am going to make myself some dinner and then maybe do a bit more editing. I should be able to get it up tomorrow. Alrighty, I've made myself a good old steak and mash for dinner. Simple but good, I hope. And this is a like a pepper mayo. I am just doing some knitting and winding down for bed. My husband and I are getting up early again tomorrow to go to the gym. While I don't love getting up at 4 a.m, I can't deny that the gym is very nice at that time. So we're going to do it again tomorrow. It's also a lot easier for me to film little snippets of my workouts when the gym is quieter. So I've got 2 workouts tomorrow. I've got a upper body session and I've got a run. And that'll be my workouts for the week, all done. I do, however, need to get a solid night's sleep, so I want to be in bed by 8. I shall see you guys in the morning. Good morning. Happy Sunday. I was pretty exhausted when I got home from the gym this morning, so I had a little nap for like an hour and a half. So it's now 8:30. I'm going to make myself some breakfast and then we are going to finish editing that video this morning. Cheesy. I have just finished editing my vlog, so it is doing its thing, uploading to YouTube, and I've decided to get out of the house, go for a little walk, get a matcha, enjoy some sunshine, and then I'm going to come home and make myself some lunch. Alright, that was a lovely walk outside in the sunshine. I'm very glad I did that. It is a gorgeous day outside. Quite warm, but very nice. I am getting hungry, however, so let's make some lunch. Oh, and I don't know if I've shown you my outfit today. I love this little dress, very summery. So it is a cute little halter neck mini dress, ties up at the back, and it has this gorgeous kind of little sun print on it. So pretty, and it is so incredibly lightweight. Literally the perfect holiday dress. Or Gold Coast dress if you live on the Gold Coast. Anyway, it's time to eat because I am very hungry. Alright, we have the same thing as yesterday. Chicken, rice, salad, and I've got a coconut water today. My little scarf is coming along nicely. Slowly, but it's getting there. Very proud of my knitting. Alright, it's time to get ready for my run. Third and final run of the week. It is a 7k run today, so at least it's not long. Let's get dressed. And out the door. I couldn't be bothered doing extra dishes, so Tupperware it is.
There's only 5 guys left in 14, bro. They're all like solos. The 2 solos.
Alright, I'm all ready for bed because I have another early start tomorrow morning. But I wanted to jump on here and give you a little update on how my running's going and my endurance. If you've watched some of my other videos, you may know that improving my endurance is one of my goals at the moment. One of the ways I am tracking whether or not my endurance is improving, besides how I'm feeling on my runs, is my endurance score using my Garmin. So previously I was sitting in the intermediate range for my age group, and now I'm sitting in the trained range. So that is very exciting. It's nice to know that the hard work I'm putting in is actually paying off. Now it is going to take a lot of hard work to get up into the next category, which is well trained, because I'm still quite a way off that yet, but that's one of my ultimate goals. So it's nice to know that we're slowly nudging towards it. Anyway, I'm going to leave this vlog here. Thank you so much for joining me for another weekly vlog, and I shall see you next week.